Hi, I'm Linda Katz-Wilner, one of the co-founders of ESL Rules. Today we're going to talk about another rule to help you master American pronunciation, probably one of the most challenging rules, and that rule is syllable stress. Why is it important to stress the correct syllable of a word? If no syllable is stressed, our voice is monotone, and the listener might not identify the word. For example, hospital or develop. If we stress the incorrect syllable, our information might be misinterpreted. For example, if I say hospital, was it hospital or possibly hospitality? If I say develop, is it devil up or develop? We're going to talk about 3 specific rules that you can learn to help you identify the stressed syllable. First, let's talk about prefixes and suffixes. When we discuss syllable stress patterns, remember that prefixes and suffixes form separate syllables and are not typically stressed. So we would have rewrite or careful. However, we might stress a prefix to emphasize a point. For example, I'm going to rewrite the paper for the 3rd time. Or, no, she called very infrequently. We would not, however, stress a suffix. So remember, for the rules of stress, when we stress a part of the word or a syllable, we must use a higher pitch, a louder voice, and a longer vowel. Let's look at the first rule for syllable stress. We give primary stress to the syllable immediately before most suffixes. And this is a list of many of the suffixes that would be included. You do not need to memorize this, but just understand that it's going to be immediately before most of the suffixes. Of course, there will always be exceptions, such as comfortable, or vegetable, or irritable, or formidable. Let's take a look at this rule and see how it works. If we identify the suffix and circle it, then we can better see the syllable that immediately precedes it. So for the first one, if we take off the T-I-O-N, we would then have transportation or communication. So we stress the syllable immediately preceding it. With the IC or TIC suffix, again, we stress immediately before. So we have domestic or authentic. With the OMY suffix, again, stress right before it. So we have economy. Or we can take off the suffix, the ICAL, which may be more than one syllable, but we're treating it as a suffix, and we stress right before it, and then the word changes to economical. If you see in the next one, the ICS ending, we would then have economics or trigonometry. What about philosophy or geography? Identify, psychology. So once you realize this rule, it will help you decide, once you break the word into syllables, that you're going to stress the syllable immediately preceding the suffix. Now let's look at the second rule. You give primary stress to the syllable that is 2 syllables before the following suffixes: the ate suffix, the ary, when the word is 3 or more syllables, and sometimes the ive. So it's almost easier to memorize this rule and know that most other suffixes follow the rule number 1. So here we take the ate suffix and we go 2 steps before it, and we have appropriate or estimate, or even estimate, depending if it's a noun or a verb. Appreciate. And then if we have the ary suffix, we would have temporary, voluntary, ordinary. And for the ive suffix, we would have consecutive, repetitive, representative. When you have 4 or more syllables, you will stress 1 syllable before the ary suffix, such as elementary, exemplary, rudimentary. A third rule is that when you add er or or to a verb or noun to make it into an occupation, you do not alter the stress pattern of the base word. So we have counselor, professor, reporter, administrator, investigator, entertainer. These are a few of the major rules to help you demystify the challenge of syllable stress. For more rules and activities, visit www.eslrules.com and also follow our blog, which has weekly postings. Keep practicing, and we'll see you next time for another rule to help you master American pronunciation.